Hello, everyone. We are here with Michael to get a energy reading done. I know it's been a while, so welcome back. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today, Michael?
I'm okay. Yourself?
I'm good. Let's go ahead and get started.
All right.
Subscribe.
All right, so I have a picture of Michael here, and I'm going to be moving it around a little bit because it helps me to be able to see a little bit behind. And as far as of course, you have some light above your head. Look at all that light. Oh man! Oh wait, that's chandelier. That's
Yeah.
I can tell right off the bat you're very much a thinker, and I do. As far as recalling your question, you said you wanted to help to get past some anxiety, right?
Absolutely.
Social anxiety, and
Yes.
I think this is, as far as especially, seems like it's gotten worse over the years as you've gotten a little older, in the sense that I think it has to do with how much of a thinker you are. You have a very defined thinker in the sense that you almost can see so many like thoughts and understand people so well that you almost, probably as a child, thought of yourself as stupid in a sense, because you were different and you thought differently and you understood people, and you might actually see it in the sense that you in this way you understand people now, and you're afraid of hurting people or going against people, stepping on their toes. I would say you're very intellectual in this, as far as how to deal with it. Also there is a little bit of a, the worry and concern, almost that you would cling to something for support, as if it is like probably as a blanket, as a child having a blanket or some toy or a lucky foot, something that would help you to know that you are supported in a way that you have, let's say, this disconnection. Probably your mother or your father, I'd say it's more of your mother, helped you in the sense of having this support, and then there was a disconnection episode that was pretty traumatic and intense, and now as you've learned to cope over the years, it does get more intense, and we try and shield ourselves more so in that way of what I'm seeing is that a lot of shielding happens, and so the anxiety, as far as going from that, comes from the fact that you have so many thoughts, right, as we all do, but in the sense of concerning and worrying so much about how others are going to be working, or what they're going to be thinking of you, dealing with you, and how you're going to react and respond to it. And it could be in a sense of concern about being accepted or rejected with their concern. Now, of course, these are very generalized, and it's great to have you on the line so we can actually get into discussing and talking about this. So how does any of that, do you feel like you kind of relate with any of that?
Actually, most of what you said is pretty much spot on.
Oh yeah? Okay, cool. Well, good. I try. Now, as far as how you can deal with it, I do teach and have an anxiety course online, actually using forgiveness and how to process it and work with that. So I do have that, and I can always offer you a pretty good discount to that. But in the sense of really looking at that, how to recognize and accept the kind of the counteractiveness of what it would be, in the sense of course, somehow learning how to accept that it's okay that people aren't going to accept you. It's okay that some people would like you and some people won't. Just the fact that it's more so about you and not about them. And we want to say, essentially, as I have ideas in my mind about if they're going to not like me, that's really ideas in my mind about me not liking me. And so we want to recognize and embrace it in that sense, to be able to accept and embrace ourselves and go through our history of these experiences like that. So you would say a traumatic experience with your mom, kind of a separation occurrence where you put a lot of trust and safety in your life with her, and then having that happen, kind of not knowing what to cling to, not knowing what to hold on to. And so it probably at that time you started really thinking a lot more so, and using that as a tactic or survival of what to do, and analyzing everything everyone says, and that a double-edged sword where so often we hurt ourselves because as we think too much, think more, then in that sense we're too concerned, and so we eventually get curled up in a corner and we lock our doors and we're not talking to anybody, avoid the world, avoid everyone, because I don't want to deal with it. And a big part of the process is dealing with it, and we have to face it, we have to deal with it in order to find and discover aspect of that we can actually use differently. You have any thoughts about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, like I said, I overanalyze, like always trying to think of like same way to protect myself. I definitely do that.
That's good.
And yeah, I mean, pretty much what you said, it resonates with me. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and you might even think that it's pretty. I mean, as general as I keep it, because I get into specifics, it gets a little more challenging. But also, in the sense of, you might think everybody thinks this much, and it's not true. I mean, not analyzing everything. Like I feel like you do a lot of it. I just see your mind working all the time. Most people think, yes, they have a lot of thoughts, but usually, redundant and just their routines and stuff like that, and really isolated in their own world. But I can see just like your mind's just huge and really trying to analyze everything, trying to understand everyone and all their actions. And that's as wonderful as it is. It's like it needs a sense of a channel of expression, making sure you have this channel of expression so that you can actually then specific times give it an expression time in your routine or something, so that throughout the day you don't have to worry about it and you don't have to use it all the time. You're just going to isolate it to this time or a couple times or something, using that, say, a creative expression for it, instead of all the time. It's a little crazy, a little chaotic, and hard to hold on to when it's all over the place.
it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
So do you have any other thoughts or questions about it?
No, I think like you said, like a lot of times I like overanalyze myself, see everything, try to protect myself.
Yeah.
But it's you do so much that you kind of have the opposite effect because
Exactly.
So just overactive. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So I would be happy to offer you I know you're already in a couple courses and you're going for the most advanced courses, I've noticed, as far as you're trying to get in there, and taking the steps and focusing, of course, offer you a really good discount again. Also, just and anyone out there on the anxiety course, embodied forgiveness, how to live beyond anxiety, is a very popular one, as other ones are living beyond fear and guilt, anxiety, anger, denial, paranoia, and attachments. So definitely want to stay on the line, and I'll give you that information. And thank you all for being here, and hopefully we got some good stuff out of this. Seems like. Great.
Was subscribe.